I have heard about your 6 steps that you're doing in blog process, helping an entrepreneur
Yeah.
monetizing and scaling their business.
Yeah.
Would you mind if you share these 6 steps and how it looks like?
Yeah, so a 6-step process that we do in the office with branding process. The first 3 are quite relevant. The third is the second 3 are more about the build, how we do it. But it's target, message, and tactics. So I always say to people whenever we work with somebody, who is the target for this business? Who are we trying to reach? What is the message that we want to put out there? And what are the tactics that we're going to use? So how are we going to deliver this message? Is it social? Is it tactical? Hopefully it's tactical. Is it, how are we going to get that message out there? What tactics? Do we have an audience that we're going to use? So how are we going to reach people? And the other thing I always say in my 6 steps, and the other 3 steps is around the build, the design, and the map. Mm-hmm. How, when are we going to market to people? A calendar. And how is the frequency, how often are we going to target them? But the most important thing I find when I work with clients, they have no idea who the target is. So how can you start a business with no idea who the target is? And the clearer you are on the target, none of this anyone between 35 and 45, men and women, this, that, and the other. I mean, really targeted, and I call it a dream list. And I help clients create a dream list of people, down to the company name, down to the person. For example, I work with a sewing school. They wanted to get more kids into the business. So where do we go to find kids? And remember, we want many kids. Where do we go to them? We don't go to the playground. That'd be a bit weird. Where would we find lots of kids between the ages of 6 to 13? Where would we find them? They'd be at school. So our dream list was to target schools. So again, we could go, any old school. No, they needed to be near to our location. They needed to be where the sewing school was. So we looked at schools that were in that catchment area. Then we looked for the principals' names. Then we looked for whoever was in those roles within the school. And we would market to them by sending something tactical. So you can't get any more targeted than that. And I'm amazed that, this is what I've been doing for years and years and years, sending off little postcards, sending little items, things like that. I've been doing it, and somebody said to me, this is your trademark. This is what you do. And this is how I've grown my business. I've never spent on running Google ads, never invested in SEO. I invested all the way into tactical. But whatever way you're going to market to people, however you're going to do it, you need to know who you're aiming for. Otherwise, your marketing could be, just anyone. Any old message, because anyone can work with us. And it's so not true. And the more targeted you are, you know exactly who you're reaching, the marketing becomes so much easier. Yeah.
I believe that I can relate for that, because as long as you understand who are the target audience, you understand their struggles, and your message will resonate with them.
Yeah.
Right?
I always say to people, ask yourself this: what problem are you trying to solve? Most people can't answer that.
It's not an easy question, to be honest.
No.
It's not an easy question.
Yeah. What problem are you trying to solve? And people go, we're trying to save people time and money. No, that's too lame. So mine is that people have a lack of creativity. They want to stand out. They want to look better than their competitors. They want to be able to reach their audience, the new audience, the prospects, the past audience, to get them back into the business. How do we do it? How do we stay relevant? How do we market our products and service that they may or may not already know about? How do we make it fun and entertaining? And that's when people would hire me, is to do that, to give them that consistency and design it and be the voice for them. That's how I solve the problem. People who can't do their own marketing and they want to hire an expert. That's how I solve the problem for them.
I believe most entrepreneurs are stuck in that phase in their life. If I ask you that, I had this experience and values, and I know what is my product, and I know my target audience, how I can convert the first customer? What's your view on that? If I have something in my mind,
go and meet them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I talk about conversion on my masterclasses, and I think it's go and understand what they're looking for, go and understand their needs, go and market to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so many ways I can answer that, but
just meeting them, go and meet as many as we can.
I mean, for me, it's all about relationships. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm a service business. I appreciate it doesn't work so well for product, but I'm a relationship person, and it's all about building relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then that trust, and then that rapport. I mean, all of these things are all nudges into people becoming my client, people knowing what I do. Then there comes the trust. Then it's trust and rapport, relationship, closing. Mm-hmm. But I find a lot of people don't know how to close. They don't know how to sell. Selling makes them uncomfortable. That's why nobody picks up the phone anymore, because they don't want the reaction. Okay. Are you not interested in my... Oh, shit, not doing that
I'll
again.
not do it again.
Not doing that again. Thanks. I'll just hide behind a WhatsApp.
And it will never come.
It will never come.
Yes.
No.
And I believe also some of the fears, that fear of rejection. If I got and I went for a customer, and if he rejected me, what I will feel. So I think it comes with it. It's self-doubt. So you start doubt yourself, and your self-esteem is going down.
Yeah, but you have to remember this. We didn't start businesses to be popular. You know, we started businesses. I know it sounds awful, but we started businesses, I assume, to make money. So it's a bit like, I love networking. I know people that hate it, but I love it. I embrace it. I even go to ones in French. You know, that's how much I challenge myself. But I always am amazed that people go to networking events and then they do nothing afterwards. And I think, well, hang on a minute. I don't go there thinking, I'm going to sell some marketing services or some branding services. I go to build relationships. And that's when the work starts. That's when you start building relationships. Perhaps there might be synergy. You might have an audience that might be interested in my product. Maybe we could collaborate. Maybe the time isn't right now, but maybe you might need some marketing, or you might have no idea what you're doing in business, in which case I would suggest to you a masterclass that you could run with me. All of these things. But you wouldn't expect at a networking event that people would automatically open up and say, yeah, business is shit at the moment. I haven't got any clients. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe. But, you know, you've got to start somewhere building relationships, and people never seem to want to do that. And I go to so many events and go, right, let's see how many of these people might follow up with me and think, let's see who she knows after 20 years of being in Dubai. Maybe this will be of interest. But yeah, people don't. And as I said, we didn't start our businesses to be popular. I thought we started them to grow a business and employ people, make money.
Totally understand.
I think that's why we're in business. I don't know. But why would we care if someone said, no, it's not the right time, I'm not interested? That's okay. That is totally okay. But I don't understand how we've suddenly gone from really fearing that to hiding behind email, to hiding behind the phone, the messenger. I don't get that. I don't get that.
Here is the time where most people or most entrepreneurs, they give up. Because they try 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. If it doesn't work,
they say businesses fail out here. I don't know. I'm not always driven by statistics, but they say a lot of businesses fail out here due to burnout. Oh, I wanted to spend more time with my family. I wanted, to do yoga. I don't know, whatever. But the truth is, most businesses fail out here is a lack of sales and marketing. So nobody closes the doors on a successful business. Nobody closes the doors on a business that's making money. And it's not burnout, it's a lack of sales and marketing. And that is because I think so many people don't know how to sell or close. They don't know how to close business. It's a big problem. People don't. And again, if you're not in front of people saying, right, okay, so this is how I can help you. Do you have a budget? So I lead people in a funnel. So on LinkedIn, if people go, I'd like to talk about your services, fantastic. Tell me about your struggles. Tell me about this. When they start giving me answers and they want to meet me, I go, yep, I can definitely help you. Are you in a position to invest in your marketing? Yes or no? And if they say no, but maybe, I would say, well, maybe do a masterclass. But most people don't want to have that hard conversation. Most people, they don't want to do that. That's why we're in business.
So, Lucy, if there is someone is listening to us right now and they're working in corporate, they're just employed in some company, and they have a huge account of experience in something. And at the same time, they want to use this experience, expose it, impact people, like some sort of consultation by their experience.
So to set out on their own.
Yeah, exactly. And at the same time, they want to have their side hustle from that.
Yeah.
Get some monetization, impact people.
Yeah.
What is your best advice on that?
I think being really clear on your target, being really clear with your message, being really clear on who you're trying to reach. And I always say to people with their businesses, what problem are you trying to solve? And just being really clear. I also think as well, when you're growing an audience, growing a database, I know data sounds a bit boring, but I love data. But growing an audience, whatever you want to call it, data audience, is when you're meeting people, make sure everyone knows what you do. And I remember reading it in a book many years ago. I talk about it in my masterclasses. Make sure that if you're going to an event, for me, it's time spent if everyone knows what I do. I make sure everyone knows what I do. I tell them what I do. I make it really clear. I've got a really clear elevator pitch. I don't stand there and go, well, so I could do this. And and I also do that. I go, no, I do it in 3 lines. Mm-hmm. That's it. Job done. I don't say that, but I say something else. And I just make it really easy. I make it really easy for people. Here's my card. And I connect with them. Find me on LinkedIn, or maybe I feature them on LinkedIn. But it's an awareness game. It is an awareness game. You just have to make sure everyone knows what you do. And be known for it. Be niche. None of these bloody companies where they do this, they do that, and we do this, and we do that too. And it's be niche. So that's why I've always said to people, I'm not a social media expert at all. I'm a tactical marketeer, and I'm targeted. So if you want to be targeted and you want to be tactical, welcome to my world.
Lucy, the brand commander, really, I appreciate coming here today. The amount of values I believe that we had it today, it will inspire and impact millions of people in the future. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you.
And I hope that we can meet again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.